So, business insurers, it turns out, paid out £225 million last year to help struggling UK companies to settle unpaid bills. That is the highest amount for 8 years. The numbers have been gathered by the Association of British Insurers. They say the payouts reflect the difficult trading conditions. You may remember there were several high-profile insolvencies in 2017, including Monarch Airlines, and there is no sign of much let-up this year with the collapse of the construction services group Carillion, Toys R Us, and the electronics chain Maplin. Well, Julie Palmer is Regional Managing Partner at Begbies Traynor. It's a firm that advises businesses on corporate recovery, insolvency and finance. Good to have you with us, Julie. So, does this suggest then that if companies are unable to settle their bills, insurers are having to pay out these kinds of sums, that companies are taking on too much debt to be healthy?
Well, the article that was released by the AIB referred to us as Bad Debt Britain, so I think that tells its own story, really. We are seeing a trend of slow payment. Number of firms reporting, about a quarter of firms saying they're waiting over 90 days for payment. Trade credit insurance itself has remained relatively stable in terms of the volume of business it's writing. They insure about 340 billion of current UK trade credit, but what is on the increase is the claims being made under those policies, which does suggest that the distress in the economy is really starting to bite now.
So just to be clear, trade credit is the kind of insurance that companies take out to protect against the risk of not being able to pay for goods and services that they've been provided on credit. I just wonder whether these high levels of payout, in total the highest since 2009, means that other firms might now face higher premiums from the insurers, even if they're actually doing pretty well.
Well, insurers are quite adept at pricing risk accordingly. Information about the financial performance of companies is more readily available than ever, as is any sign of distress. So the pricing will be commensurate with the risk, but obviously there's a 7% increase year on year, as you say, the highest since 2009, and therefore that suggests that trade credit insurers will be moving towards an increasingly risk-averse climate in terms of the risk that they are taking in terms of the provision of these policies, and therefore I would imagine across the board as an average prices will be going up.
So what do you think needs to be done then if this payout figure is to be brought lower?
Well, obviously distress right across the board needs to come down, but what we're seeing is the opposite at the moment. UK insolvency is still at a reasonably low level compared with historic levels, but worryingly it is up about 4% for the current year at the moment. Customers need to be managed properly in terms of are they paying their invoices quickly enough, but generally we need to manage distress across the economy much more efficiently. The number of firms claiming at the moment on a weekly basis is just over 212 companies are claiming, an average of £4.3 million being paid out per week. That equates to about £20,000 per bad debt, which for a typical SME company, that's quite a large bad debt to suffer, which shows why these sort of policies are absolutely essential.
Okay, Julie, really good to get your thoughts. Julie Palmer there from Begbies Traynor. Thanks very much.